Hello, everybody. Hello, glorious tribe. It's Mondays, Magic Mondays here again, and we're here for episode 2. So, Magic Mondays, if you haven't joined before, it's about bringing intention. So, magic, what I call magic, is bringing intention, helping you to slow down, helping you to start the week with some consciousness and some tuning into yourself, and so you can start the week and bring that into the way you travel through your busy week and your activities, and just injecting that little bit of magic. So how is everybody today? Let's check in with the word. How are you feeling today? We've got hi Eileen, hey Sib, good morning Lisa. Lovely to have you here. So today we are going to talk about trust, and this is something that's been coming up with my clients this week. So before we do that, because everybody always comments about how much they love the breathing, I want to just bring a little intentionality into this space right now. So let's bring some magic in through our breath. So if you're ready, I want you to get into a comfortable position and to close your eyes and just take a deep breath, expanding your belly in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just take another deep breath in, expanding more into your belly, letting your shoulders relax, letting your face relax, and closing your eyes, softening your eyes, and breathe out again through your mouth. And with your third breath, I want you to breathe in inspiration and magic and joy. And as you're breathing out, just breathe out anything that isn't serving you, anything heavy, anything you want to let go of. There we go. So, hi, Yahira. Nice to see you. So, trust. This is a topic that's been coming up a lot. So, as a master of habit change, as a master habit change coach, I'm working with my clients to help them bring in new habits so that they can change their lives. And one of the things that's been coming up in the last few weeks with my new clients that have come on board is the lack of trust. So when we start, we're setting goals, and we talk about things that you want to achieve, and very often, very quickly, comes up this idea that, oh well, I don't know if I can do that. Oh well, I haven't done it before. Well, I said I'd do that before, and I haven't achieved it. So quite often we break our own trust because we break our own word to ourselves. We break our own promises to ourselves. And so the concept, there's a concept in leadership, and it relates as well to self-leadership. It's called the say-do gap. So the say-do gap is, pretty self-explanatory, but it is basically the space between what you say you will do and what you actually do. And the reason that this is it's a concept these days in leadership and in behavior, and it's talked about a lot in those circles, is because one of the fundamental things to allow you to move forward, to allow you to create goals, and to allow you to really go after the things you want, is that you need to believe and you need to trust that those things will happen. And the wider the say-do gap, then the less credibility you have with yourself. The less motivation you have to even begin, and the less your belief and your confidence is in you having the ability to do any of the things that you set out to do. So it's an important one, and it's one that can be hiding a little bit there underneath. When I explore this with myself, and when I explore it with clients, there's always a story that comes up, an old story that we're hanging on to, and we say, oh well, it's I'm never going to be able to do that, and it's something that can erode our own confidence in ourselves. So, I want to ask you: is there anywhere in your life where your say-do gap is pretty wide? Is there a story that you're telling yourself, maybe around health? I'm maybe you say this week, like I'm really gonna stay off the sugar, or I'm not going to drink a lot this week, or I'm going to stick to a healthy diet. And maybe it is that a few days later that you fall off a little bit. So these are the kinds of things that erode the gap. So does this ring a bell with anybody who's there right now? The say do gap, is there anything coming up around that? Give me a yay or some love if this resonates. So one of the things I wanted to talk about around this is just some ways in which we can investigate this a little bit further ourselves. So yeah, Eileen says fear gets in the way. That's a great one. Yeah, afraid that you won't do it, afraid what will happen if if you don't succeed. And also committing and then saying that, admitting that you didn't succeed. That can be a difficult one as well. Thanks, Eileen. So, when we perpetuate this lack of trust, it not only affects our relationship with ourselves and our ability to move forward in new directions or to do new things for ourselves, but it also erodes the confidence other people have in us. So it can start to impact our relationships as well. I mean, if you probably know someone, who's always saying, I'm going to do this. Next year I am definitely going to lose the weight, or next year I am definitely going to, give myself more time, or I'm going to do more things for myself every day, so that I, take care of my own needs. And it doesn't happen. And we all know somebody like that. And I guess, or with ourselves as well, it can be true. So it's about building that credibility, it's about building that confidence, and about building that trust in yourself. So trust is something. How do we do it? How do we build that back if we've broken that link with ourselves? So trust is something that we need to build brick by brick. Now, when you're creating new habits, this is why it's very much about creating a small step, a small action, piece by piece. And when you're trying to win your trust back, it's exactly the same thing. You want to commit to one small action, and so that you're setting yourself up to win. And this is exactly the way I work with my clients, because quite often one of the issues that comes up is that today we are so busy, we completely overcommit. So you might want to ask yourself, why is my say-do gap quite wide? In relation to one thing, maybe it's in relation to health, or maybe it's really in relation to everything. So what's going on for me there? Why is that say-do gap wide? So we had one example of fear. And we might have other examples or other stories that come up. And as a way to counteract that, why not, find out, another question you can ask is, am I overcommitting? So am I, really so willing, and I have great intentions to help and do lots of things for lots of people or for myself, and I don't stop to think. So you may ask yourself, okay, or make a little rule with yourself. Okay, before I run off and make commitments or make decisions and run off at the mouth very quickly, can I pause? Can I pause and think about it, and think about what it is that I'm committing to, so that I'll actually follow through? So I'd love you to think today about one action that you can take, to a small action that you can take today. And maybe it's an action you want to take for the next 7 days, and turn that action into a habit. And in relation to closing the say-do gap with something, a challenge that you have going on, or something that you would like to achieve in your life. So what is it that you can commit to in a small way, one small step today, or one small step for the next 7 days? And another thing you might consider is, what are my priorities? So, am I overcommitting in a direction that is really way down on my priority list? So when it comes back to the reality of the taking action, um, and um, and actually following through, is that so, it's so far down my priority list that it's really not important. So then, of course, it doesn't get done. So that might be another question that you can ask yourself. And when on the topic of building trust, there are other ways to build trust with yourself. But with this, I always invite myself and my clients, and I invite you to be kind with yourself. So this is something that we're all practicing. We're all practicing improving our habits. We're all practicing, improving our word, and to follow through on our promises to ourselves. And so this is something that requires a little bit of forgiveness. So if you make a promise to yourself today and you don't live up to it, then part of the follow through that actually builds your confidence is to own that and say, okay, I forgive myself. I didn't make it today. I learned that I didn't make it because of this reason. It might be that I overcommitted. It might be that I wasn't realistic. It might be that it wasn't a priority. But give yourself that chance to say, okay, well, I forgive myself. I learned something, and now I'm going to adjust. So tomorrow I'm going to commit to less or take a smaller action. Or if it's something you committed to for 7 days and you're not following through, why not try for one day? So forgive yourself, be kind and gentle to yourself, and remember that every day is a new chance to start again. We all get the privilege, when we wake up and we feel like we've got a beating heart and we're alive, it's a privilege, and we have a privilege every day to start over anew. So this is the way to develop that trust and to develop that relationship with yourself. I'm getting some love there. So yeah, give me some love if this resonates. And if you have any other comments. So are there any situations in particular where your say-do gap is wide? Hey Michelle. Yeah, are there any situations in particular where your say-do gap is wide? I mean, there's one that I can think of for myself personally, and I'm challenging myself in this area, is that I know I need for myself. It's meditation. Meditation is something that really gives me a lot of benefit, and it's medicine for me. And there are times when I meditate every single day and I'm in a flow, and then things happen, life happens, and I fall out of it. So my commitment to myself at the moment is to close my own say-do gap with meditation. And it's something that I have found, even committing to myself for 7 days, um, is something that I find a little bit much. My trust in myself is not there because I've tried to do this so many times. So what I'm doing is saying, today I'm going to meditate. I get up in the morning and say, yes, today I commit to meditating. And even just taking that commitment one day at a time feels good to me. So it's helping me to close that gap. So Lisa says that obligations to others, yeah. So is that obligations to others gets in your way, or you feel obligated to others? I'm just curious there. Um, so so yeah. One step at a time. Take it easy, but remember that once you build that trust in yourself, it's an amazing thing because our confidence builds and our ability to take even bigger steps and even bigger steps in the direction that we want to go and to create habits that will support us. Yes, Lisa says, yeah. So obligations to others get in the way. Yeah, so Lisa, maybe you want to think about how today that you can make a commitment to yourself, one small step about making a commitment and obligation to yourself a priority, and let us know how that goes. So really, that's kind of it for today. Small step by small step, building your trust, building your confidence, and closing that say-do gap. And I wish you all the best of it. And any comments or anything that you comes up around this, I'd love to hear. So share in the group what your experience is over the next 24 hours, if you're happy to do that. And with that, that is my Magic Monday for today and for this week. And I will be back with some more interesting topics next week. So have a magical week, everyone. Take care.